The story begins by showing a man named Arthur who was very busy in doing some work, while his wife June was calling him and calling him. But for Arthur, his work was more important than his wife. We see Arthur, who was surprised to see his face. He is very happy to see himself and runs out screaming. But then suddenly he gets an electric shock and he is killed on the spot. Then we see that Arthur, there was no young man but an old man, and he had created something by which he could make himself younger. From here the scene shifts and we are shown Arthur's funeral, where we see June's two friends, Susan and Linda. Let's see that she was very happy when Arthur died. Then after coming home, the three friends talk on the phone, where instead of taking care of June, Susan tells her that she has tried all kinds of diets and exercises, but nothing is reducing the wrinkles on my face. While Linda also tells her that on this happy occasion I am making a cake and will have a party all night long. Further, while June was looking at her stuff, she was thinking about herself and Arthur. She finds some photographs of her youth, seeing which she starts remembering her old days. We see that June used to be very beautiful in her time and Arthur was a #1 lover. But still June falls in love with Arthur at first sight. Arthur had already won the lottery, so he was not going to lose this opportunity. The next day June packs all of Arthur's belongings and goes to a trust to donate them, but they refuse to accept her belongings, because her luggage was very old and not fit for use. But June also did not want to take that luggage back to her home, so she forcefully leaves it there and goes away from there. Further, when she was going to her home by bus, then an old lady asks her to sit on the seat, but June refuses to sit on the seat and says that I am not so old that I cannot stand and go. But then suddenly the bus driver applies brakes and June falls down. Later, Susan and Linda come to meet June, who was admitted in the hospital. Susan says that you are no longer that young girl. You have become old, so you have to take care of everything. Later, all three of them sit in June's backyard and talk. They were wondering what to do with Arthur's office now. Linda says that we should give it on rent to someone and we can get good money from it. Now June also likes this idea and she says that everyone first we have to clean it. Next, when the three of them go to that shed to clean, they see that there are many strange things lying there. Then suddenly they find a whiskey bottle there. Linda says that this is quite strange. Whiskey looks good, and it is also many years old. Then Susan takes that bottle and starts drinking it. She says that its taste is exactly like Old Monk. Later, all three of them come home with that bottle and make a pack and drink it. It seems that all three of them were very upset with their old age, because all the fun and joy had gone from their life. Susan says, look what my condition has become. I used to be so beautiful in my youth, and now my body has completely deteriorated. Jun says that there is no use in talking about all this now. We have grown old, and now we have to accept this life, after which all three of them go to sleep there, and the next morning, when they open their eyes, they see that their appearance has suddenly changed. All three of them get scared after seeing each other and start running away screaming. June feels that perhaps someone has forcefully entered her house, so she locks herself in the bathroom, but then she sees Susan runs after him, and then she also notices that her body has become young again, while Linda is also surprised to see herself that she has become 20 years old again. Now all three of them were not able to understand anything as to how all this happened to them. How did all three old women suddenly become young again? Then June reads Arthur's diary, and then she comes to know that all this happened because of drinking that whiskey, which was made by Arthur. Then all three of them go to the same shed again, where they find 4 more whiskey bottles. Then Linda tells them that now we should enjoy our youth. God, no one gets such an opportunity again and again. And if we have got this opportunity, then we should take full advantage of it. Now, as soon as all three of them go out, on seeing them, a fat man starts hitting on them, seeing which Susan is very happy because she always wanted that. After some man notices her, all three of them go to a cafe where the waiter gives them free coffee after seeing their beauty. Now all three of them are very surprised to see this, and then June tells them that all this is because of their beauty, and we can use it to get any person to do anything. Then Susan says, why don't we make a bucket list and do all the things which we could not do in our youth, now do this idea. The other two also like it, and they start making their list in which Sajin writes that she wants to travel around the city and take revenge from her deceitful husband. Linda writes that she wants to be intimate with 3 men at the same time. Sujan writes that I just want to go back to some of my old memories. Now they were talking when they noticed that they had started aging again, which meant that the effect of that magical wine would last only for a few hours. Later, June tells them that we have to change ourselves like model girls, otherwise everyone will make fun of our clothes and the way we talk. After which they start changing themselves, and this time all three of them are modern-day girls. They dress up and go to a club, but as soon as they go inside the club, the men pounce on them like hungry naked dogs. Some ask for their number, and some want to be intimate with them there. But even after hearing all this, all three of them are very happy. This was happening because till date, no one had given her so much emotion. After some time, Linda also finds her victim, and she starts drinking alcohol while sitting with the DJ of the club. On the other hand, June and Sujin were dancing together, but due to drinking too much alcohol, Sujin starts vomiting, and then after some time, she sees that the effect of the magical liquor has started wearing off. So she goes back to her home, but Sujin has to complete the first task on her list, which was to be intimate with three men, so she refuses to go with both of them. Then the next morning, when Sujin opens her eyes, she sees that she has become old again, while the DJ is very sad to see all this. He was more scared because he felt that he got intimate with an old woman while drunk. The next day, all three of them become young again and go to a forest away from the city. During this time, they meet a man named John there. Joe, on seeing Sujin, gets attracted towards her and starts hitting on her, but Sujin does not pay much attention to him and goes away from there. Further, June tells them that she always wanted to come to this forest, but due to marriage. After this, she never got time. After this, she goes near a lake and starts missing some woman, but she does not tell anything about it to her friends. Further, before coming home, Susan gives her number to John and says, "I am ready to go on a date with you." Next, all three of them come to June's house where during the conversation, Susan tells that she loved a man very much and wanted to marry him, but that man left me for a marketable woman. Then Linda tells them about her ex-husband Robert and says that that man is still having 3-4 affairs and he is old physically, but he has a lot of stamina. Next, one day, all three of them become young again by drinking that magical wine. After which, Linda first goes to her ex-husband Robert, and in front of her new fiancé, she catches Robert and kisses him. Now seeing this, her fiancé starts hitting her. Linda says that Robert is my boyfriend, and I got intimate with him the day before yesterday. Now hearing this, Robert's fiancé starts abusing Linda and drives her away from there. June Sheila names. She was trying to find a girl, but despite searching a lot, she couldn't find her anywhere. On the other hand, Linda started getting all the attention she always wanted, but during this time, her trainer tries to tease her. So Linda kills him and drives him away from herself. Further, Sujin goes to meet John, where John tells her that I am going to separate from my wife in a few days, after which I will marry you. Sujin is also very happy to hear this, but she was scared that if John came to know about her reality, he would leave her. Then John tells her that you are much younger than me, but on this, Sujin tells him that I am not interested in our relationship. Now a few days pass like this, and one day we see June's son Mario, who comes to meet him at his house. Now since Mario was a worthless person, June asks him to find some work for himself. On this, Mario tells her that it is very difficult to get a job in today's time. On the other hand, we see Susan, who has fallen in love with John, while Linda goes to a doctor to get herself checked, where she finds that it is revealed that the tumor is spreading in her body, due to which she is going to die in a few days. While at June's house, we see Mario, who was looking for a woman named Sheila because he took her name as his mom. On the other hand, June gets another bottle of the same magical liquor at home, with which she quickly goes to her friends. Now both of them are very happy after hearing this news, after which all three of them pack their things and leave. They leave for Las Vegas, and after reaching there, Linda says that now we do not need to be young, and we should enjoy our old age like this. After which all three of them roam around a lot and enjoy, but they do not drink that magical liquor. While roaming around on the other side, June starts missing Arthur a lot because she always wanted to hang out with him. Then one night when June was sitting in a bar drinking alcohol, a man named Max comes to her. John starts praising her beauty and says, "How old will you be?" "Maximum 32 years. Hearing this, June also starts smiling, and within a short time, both of them become friends. On the other hand, John repeatedly messages Susan. Karki was insisting on meeting her, but Susan did not want to meet her in such a condition, so she took a pack of that liquor without telling her friends. On the other hand, Linda knew that she did not have much time left, so now whatever time she had, she thoroughly enjoyed it. Further, while Susan was talking to John, she started to realize that the effect of that alcohol was beginning to wear off. So she told John that now I will never be ahead of you. Saying that she will meet him, she disconnects his phone. Further, when all three of them were sitting together, Junin says that I want to tell you something which I have never told anyone before today. She says that since childhood, I have been named Sheila. I loved a girl very much, but when I got married to Arthur, I felt that I am a normal girl like everyone else. But it was not so. My body was with Arthur, but my soul was with Sheila, so I have come here to help her. To find her, the three of them go to a music show and enjoy the whole night there. But the next morning, as June and Susan go to Linda's room to take them, they come to know that Linda is no more in this world. Later at her funeral, John receives a letter from her in which Linda was saying thank you to Arthur because of the wine he made, Linda was able to have so much fun even in her last moments. Meanwhile, June comes to Susan and she says that I am going to tell John everything the truth so that I will also know whether he loves me or not. Further, she goes to John in her real form, but John does not recognize her. Then Susan tells her that I am the one with whom you wanted to marry. Now John also understands that it is Susan, but because he loved her, he accepts her even in such a condition. On the other hand, June somehow manages to become Sheila's husband. She takes out the phone number, and after talking to her, June comes to know that Sheila still loves her the same. She has even named her daughter June. Now June did not want to go to her like this, so she drinks that magical liquor, but Sheila recognizes him even in this form. Further, they remember the days of their youth where both of them used to love each other secretly. And then after talking for some time, June comes to Susan, after which both of them go to fulfill Linda's last wish, which was skydiving. Mari and John were also very happy to see both of them and friends. With this, the story ends here.